Welcome to League of Europe round 18, Division 3, Season 3, USA. I'm here joined by one of the most experienced commentators in the game.
That is a complete and utter lie. Thank you for the warmest of introductions.
It's a
absolute terrifying delight to be commentating.
It's Killer Blue, who's never commentated at all, I don't think.
But, I will do my best to butcher everyone's names with my customary charm and charisma.
Yeah, we've taken a break from working out how to best ruin 18 other people's evenings at 8 o'clock, as we normally do around this time.
Normal service will resume shortly.
Yeah. When this is done, that will be sorted. But yeah, so it's effectively just looking over Division 3. Obviously, the title has been won by the man on stream now, who's on his outlap, Ben JS 1244. But there's still a lot to be decided.
I mean, the most exciting battle is definitely between Bray and Tom for second. Just 1 point separating those two. And even Packer's in it. He's just 20 points further back, and did some practice with him earlier this week. He's on pace here. He's looking quick. I mean, he's currently 4/10 off the pole, so he's definitely in the mix.
Well, unless I'm going mad, I don't think Tom's actually here. I don't think he is. So he's missed back-to-back races. Well, you say that. He hopefully, but he does have a bad race in him, as he's shown over the last season or so. The lack of consistency has probably hurt him a little bit. But yeah, so there's still quite a lot to fight for, and Packer is definitely going to be. Well, we did some practice with him, didn't we?
Yeah, he was good in race pace. Not quite as close in quali, but his race pace looked very strong.
Got Wesker coming over the line. That's just an outlap, I believe. Ben JS again, yeah, just a outlap. We've kind of caught it at the I think worst possible time in some senses, because I think people are cycling through.
Heat up.
So will they have rain? From Don. I've no idea. I've no idea.
If you're in D3, you listen to the stream, feel free to pop a comment in and let us know the weather.
I mean, it looks a bit murky in quali, doesn't it? So
yeah.
We've got another one. What is that? Goldie coming around? Ooh, there's a little bit of traffic there actually with him and a Ferrari. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Damon has backed out. I don't think that was actually a representative lap.
Wesker's on a personal best at the moment, in 5th place, 2 tenths up in sector 1.
And we've got Packer coming over the line now. He's going to improve second, so 31.7. That's really good for him. Got Pellegrini. So Wesker's coming round as well. I think one of the Salvers might be the next over the line, but that will be Damon, who's very far back. But yeah, it should actually be Wesker now, who is still very much up.
On his current pace, he could sneak into that front row.
It's going to be 31.6.
Very tidy final sector.
He's probably. I think Wesker's one of the later joiners. I'm kind of saying this more for your benefit as much as anyone else. But
I'm not tremendously acquainted with Division 3.
But his pace is fantastic. He's definitely one that.
Bree pops in second place there. Sorry to cut across.
No, that's absolutely fine. And James as well just pops up to 10th, as I've noticed. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of these guys come through now, I think.
Bree just 14,000 off Tiger Girl as well. Just to point out how close that is.
Got heated. Is that Pellegrini coming over? No. Mercedes and McLaren, but yeah, I think they're doing.
Pellegrini is currently on a personal best. I think he might be on a pole lap actually. Really good first sector, 24.6.
Just keeps it in bounds in that second, in the penultimate corner. 30? No. 31.4. Wow, very quick lap. Very, very quick lap. That's going to be... I think that might be beaten.
I was optimistic we might just see a very low 31, 31.1, 31.0. So I'm still holding out hope we can get there.
I think it's possible, because...
I know XL Ryan in D4's managed to 30.8, I think. 30.9.
Yes. Yeah, he's very quick. And he might well be... I mean, I just hope for the sake of the organisers he doesn't get a quicker time than the pole lap here, because that's a little bit embarrassing for the division placements. But
I think D4 does have its share of qualifying merchants, though.
Yeah.
D3 is going to be quicker on race space.
Yeah.
When you get towards the end of the game, there starts to be a sort of muddying of the waters where the overlap becomes a lot stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've just missed Chris go up to 4th with a very good lap, 31.6. He's going to be flying it home to try and get, I'm guessing, another run in. Yeah, you talk about race pace, quite interesting actually, because I've raced with quite a few people in this division. There's a lot of guys like DJ Williamson, McDutchface, Storm, Hardy, plenty more others as well, but just the ones that I know race in other leagues and have actually done this track fairly recently. I think they raced it on a Sunday night about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, they'll probably be a little bit more quicker in race trim than they are in quali. So it will be quite interesting to see Packer, if he can get himself up the field, just see how his pace, just even if it's like 3rd or 4th, see how his pace compares.
Out very early for his final run.
Yeah,
unless he's hoping to get 2 laps in, but that's a big risk with how quickly these tyres go off at the start of the race.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting 2 laps worth on it, as McDutchface goes up to 13th. And Hardy, I think, has just jumped up as well, just behind him, coming over the line up to 4th, and overtakes just Chris, as we've got another Mercedes coming through. I wonder if that was Rody. Rody goes 15th, and we have... I'm trying to see who the other Mercedes is. Oh, it's Storm. Storm's on the mediums, as Goldie's taken a little bit of a weird off-road moment, I think, to let someone through.
Medium is an interesting call, I think, to put it lightly, when you consider how the other 18 people have swung in terms of tyre choice.
I mean, at that point, don't you just look at what the timing is at 11th and just make sure that you don't beat it and just go on softs?
If there is rain, the D2 winning strategy in Russia and Japan, mediums to winters, could be a very good shout for anyone outside the top 10. Packer has put in a very good first sector, 2 tenths up almost on his PB. Now coming down the back straight.
Just seeing if he's the man. He will be the man, I think, over the line first, unless I'm mistaken.
I think you can see, looking at it, any of these top 9 that were in with the shout of pole is that close.
I think it's a little bit about just being really brave in sector 1, because you risk that invalidation, but if you hook it up, you're probably going to be...
There's massive time all the way through to that hairpin at the start of sector 2. Before the back straight, there's masses of time you can gain that.
So here he is, the hometown favourite, the American, coming over the line. This could be a 30. Oh no, it's 30.3.
Very nice lap though.
Very good lap.
It's going to be a bit of a scramble to try and beat that now. So you've got Hardy on a flying lap, I think, and he's about to hit massive traffic into T11.
Ooh.
Hopefully he can pick up a toe off just Chris, unless he dives out of the way.
This isn't good news for him at all.
I'm not even sure Chris realises he's on a flying lap.
It's easy to do,
Because he's got another. There we go. Is Mike going to upset his braking zone? I think he's just got away with that. Because when you have that car in front of you, it can be so hard to spot your braking point because you just want to follow what the car in front of you does.
I think Hardy might just be on an invalid because the red track has come up on the side, but it's not always the most. I mean, he's really pushing, so it'd be a bit bizarre if he is.
He's not showing his red on mine. He's got more traffic in the final corner. That's not what he needs.
He used all his airs. Oh! No, it was invalid. Yeah, it was invalid.
It wasn't showing on mine.
Really, really strange. I'm now trying to work out who is actually coming over the line and not, so apologies.
Bree is about to start through.
I think we've got... Damon's done his lap, because he's got hardly any airs left.
J. Luke is about to finish. I think he'll be the first one to see the checkered flag as he comes around the final corner.
It's 2 attempts up. It's good enough to jump him up to 10th, I think. Oh no, absolutely not. Wow.
Get that one out. Where did that come from?
I'm not sure. Bree is just over, but he's not got much to...
He squirms out of the final corner. Doesn't improve. Oh, he doesn't. He did improve, sorry.
He did. He got up to 3rd.
Just about got away with that. I think it was at the 3 time.
Tiger is going to be challenging here. This could be pole. Wow.
31-1. There is that time I was talking about.
You hit the nail on the head there.
Pellegro, or whatever his name is. Apologies. Looks like he's on a stonker of a lap. He is. Oh, it's invalid though. Never mind.
And Wesker's coming around now. Wesker's going to be coming around to the finish with DJ Williamson just behind him. Wesker with 31.3 and DJ Williamson up into 9th. This is where it's all going to go a bit mad and I'm going to lose.
Just Chris over the line. 5th. Yeah, just Chris.
Pellegrini
was invalid.
Did a 0.0 and invalidated it.
Like, Callum's just popped in with pole position. 31, 1, 2, 2. Racing point front row.
XL Hardy's coming around again, but Goldie pits. This might be it. It is it. That, oh no, it's James actually. James is last. Oh no, and he pits.
He pulls into the pits. That was quite a thrilling end to qualifying.
So what's happened? What's happened here? Because of the championship winner, is he having a bit of a Hamilton? You know, where Hamilton used to just win the title and then just not turn up at the end, basically.
I remember in 2017 in Brazil, Lewis Hamilton won the title and then promptly went to Brazil and crashed in qualifying. I think Ben's not done quite as bad, but unless he's going flat, medium, intermediate strategy. But he's in 11th, so he'll be best placed if there is some rain, I have to say.
So we have the Monegasque Callum. I'm not sure that's legit, but there we are. Tiger Guile in 2nd place. Wesker 3rd. Packer on 4th. I'm really quite happy to see him there. I'm really interested to see how his race pace holds up against people quicker over 1 lap. Pellegrini in 5th. Just Chris 6th. Bree in 7th. Art J. Luke in 8th. Hardy 9th. DJ Williamson 10th. Championship leader gets free choice of tyres in 11th. Like we say, if the weather is around, that could be very, very crucial. Heated in 12th. Goldie, McDutchface, James, Rhodey, Storm, Damon and Ivor last Mike.
Do you think anyone's going to go for hards?
I don't know. I mean, if you really have a problem with overheating the softs and you really don't like it, then maybe medium, maybe hard medium with a really early stop might make sense. We'll just get rid of them.
If you're out of the top 10, medium tends to be the way to go.
Start, turn 1.
But the hards, while they last forever, are not a particularly quick tyre.
So, what I want to know is what's the setup here, because I'm in a car. I forgot to press spectate.
You join as a spectator.
Right, I'm going to min fuel, and I'm going to do a... No, I'm not. What car am I in? I'm in the Haas. This is like last season. This is glorious.
So, are you going to quit and rejoin, or are you
what we're going to do? We're going to do something unprecedented here. We're going to go on a nice formation lap. No. We're definitely going to do the formation lap, and just take you through some of the corners. I can imagine Ivor is chuckling to himself.
I like how you're still weaving, even though there's absolutely no need for it.
So, turn one, very uphill approach, very hard to get on the traction here. And this is
that curb on the outside of turn one, I just add, it's lethal if you get your rear tyres on it and light them up. It's very easy to drop it there. And it's not nice as if you're pushed wide. Even though you think it might give you a nicer line.
And these S's are particularly tough to avoid invalidations. That's what everyone's going to be trying to do. And this corner here, going over that bump, you can cut it quite a bit. But it is a little bit.
Risk though, because it can come up with a warning sometimes. You've got to make sure you're not too greedy on the throttle through there. That hairpin, I'm seeing massive dive bombs into there in all 4 divisions because it's such a wide entry. You can take massive penalties in there. It's going to be a interesting spot, I think.
Getting some feedback from you.
Me?
Yeah, did you just plug your controller in or something?
My headset started crackling, so I removed it and put it back in.
Okay, it's gone now, to be fair.
If that happens again, that's why.
Cool. But this segment as well, this corner here, I don't know exactly the corner, but it's so easy to dive it and smack your wing on the car in front if they...
But both of them, there's big opportunities there. If you're brave enough, but not too stupid. And also to cut underneath any car that's trying to overtake you and try and hang it around the outside of the triple right-hander.
Yes. And this is where I'd like to say thank you to everyone in D3 for not getting a disqualification and putting me in a really ropey spot by starting second from the back row. So I could
good luck with the race, Mark. We'll bring home the win.
I am going to have to do a lap because I can't really retire on track.
I'll just describe the start without you having any clue what's going on. So, 5 lights, not yet. There we go. And away we go. Great start from Tiger Girl, it looked like. Up the inside of Callum. Wesker looks very interested there. And Packer, just nearly touching Wesker. Pellegor goes outside, both Ferraris outside, and now...
Oh, there's some big contact at the back. With Dutch face, James.
There's some Renault front wing hanging around Dutch face. You right, half the front wing, but back at the front.
The safety car is out. The safety
Tiger
car
Girl has the lead, Callum second, Wesker third, Packer fourth, and we've got a safety car. Save your bacon, Mark.
Well, Goldie is actually behind me.
Let's see, has he got front wing damage? I can't see. Thanks to the cameras there. Yes, he has. His front left end plate completely missing there. So, just try and take stock. Let's see who's got damage. But Dutch Face has, Goldie has James. Doesn't look like it. Same for Heated, same for Ivor.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Right, here's a question. Do you pit for hards?
No.
Or do you pit for mediums? Do you pit for medium? Just bin it off? Well, I don't think that's wise. It's basically just
I think you pit for hards if you're in your hardies position. You're 9th, 10th. You've drawn the short straw in terms of track position. I don't think you're going to gain much by staying out. People at like 2 racing points up front, you've got to stay out there. You can't give away that track position because the strength of the train here is so strong. Let's have a look. Wesker pits. Pellegor pits.
Pitting this lap then. Coming to the pits at the end of this lap.
Just Chris doesn't. J-Luke doesn't. Williamson does.
James
does.
James
Hardy doesn't. Hardy got damage at the entry, it looked like there.
Right, so that's it. I've retired. I've retired.
Thank God I concede lead commentator duties. That was the most stressful 2 minutes of my life. I cannot direct myself and commentate. It's too hard. Hardy's had to queue. Oh, sorry, that's Goldie's had to queue. So I think he's going to lose out big time here. He was last anyway. He's definitely staying there. So Pellegrini, Wesker heated all on hards. James, Dutchface, Goldie, Hardy, Mike, Bree, Packer, all pitting for mediums. That's going to be a very interesting one in terms of punctuality at the end of the race, I think.
I like the strategy for one reason. It is that if another SC doesn't come out, then you can. I mean, like you say, you're going to be at real risk of a puncture. But I mean, it's maybe worth the gamble. And then if another one does come out in, I don't know, from lap 17, 18, probably jump on the softs.
But it's very much contingent on that second safety car, and I'm very risk averse, as you well know, and I wouldn't be brave enough to risk it. I would have gone hards. The interesting thing is, just to take stock, Damon is on mediums. He started on mediums, up to 6th, up 12 places from 18th on the grid to 6th. He's the lead medium runner. He's sitting very pretty, you have to say, especially if there's some rain coming later. I still have no idea if that's the case, but even so, he's looking very good. We go deep into this race, and he's ahead of everyone who's pitted as well.
Yeah, and obviously the championship leader as well has got a very nice start to get up to where he is, and it's kind of the interesting point here will be where, you know, how basically can Damon keep onto the back of
James has got a penalty. And wait, someone's coming to the pits. Mike's back into the pits, so maybe he's going hards to the end. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, maybe that's not the worst shout. Indeed, he is, and he's serving his penalty.
Clever.
Indeed, shouldn't be allowed, but alas, it is.
Do you know what, I didn't know it was allowed until the other day. I think like 2 weeks ago.
Neither did I till someone said about it in Discord. It shows how clued up we are on this game we're commentating on.
What? Who would you say is the biggest loser that's like not been turned round?
I don't know, I'm kind of thinking Pellegrini, because although he can go to the end, I think he could lose out a lot on those hards. If he can't make progress through the mediums, he could lose out to those racing points big time, who have got an easy soft medium ahead of them. Because he's locked on those to the end of the race now. The guys in front of him are going to be on mediums. Especially since it looks like he has a race-winning pace.
Yeah, and I think I think anyone that's in D2 or D4 should definitely keep tuned, because it's going to be very intriguing for one simple reason, is that we're going to get to see a very quick guy in the safe of Pellegrini and how he gets on with this strategy.
Because these mediums will be good for up to 20 laps, and that's if you can't get past, and we know we get DRS trains here, that's a long time, and it's a long slog to try and make your way through that. He's got 4 cars ahead of him, none of whom are too shabby, including our champion Ben.
Where'd you go here? Where'd you go? At what point? Because if you go down the back straight, everyone's going to be of the same accord. I'd be tempted to go now, just into this penultimate corner, catch someone a little bit.
Safety cars only now reaching the pit lane, so it's a big risk of that early. I would have gone for the second to last corner.
He's still slowing it up. He's gone, and I tell you what, he's caught Callum. He's caught Callum a little bit cold. Wesker 5-second pen. James with another 5-second pen. obviously likes the back of Hardy. Tiger's well and away. As we go through the field, there's a lot more close as we go down all the way through the pack. Some stragglers a little bit at the back, and
Chris is spun. Chris is spun.
There's a massive pile up. Massive pile up. Chris is
Damon too, the big winner from that safety car.
Oh, we're not going to get another one, are we?
Back down to 19th place and last.
So we don't have another one, and this is giving massive clear air to Callum and Tiger. But look who's third.
Ben up to third. Our champion, who I'm saying is a bit of a has-been in qualifying, suddenly in a strong position, but he's running 2.5 seconds behind Callum.
This is the issue, and Packer is
racing points running and hiding.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need to. They've completely broken away, really, and it's just a case of. Well, Ben really will want to get away from Rhodey, who's had a fantastic start actually after all this, because he started not too far forward, along with potentially Storm. I think those guys didn't.
Both Mercedes up 12 places. They started 16th and 17th, so.
And maybe that's a bit of a warning to the guys that want to get cute under the safety car in Division 2 and Division 4, that being in the middle of that pack or the back of it, if there's any incidents, you're going to get caught up, and that's probably one of the big issues of it.
And despite the shenanigans, thanks to shenanigans Taylor, and in spite of his pit stop, Hergel only lost 1 place since qualifying. So suddenly, my shout for who's bottled it, not looking too good. So I'll have to eat my words on that one. We'll see how he does against both Mercedes.
We've got some moves there. We've got Ivor and Hardy, Goldie with Dutchface. Goldie with Dutchface still side by side. Bit of contact. Damon has retired.
Brave one. Hang it around the outside of there. Is that going to be another safety car?
No, it is a retirement in the pit. Normally that's safe. Normally, but
got a feel for Chris on softs, yet to pit, in 18th place. He's just shown some tough love to Ivor there. Making a move at T9.
I think he'll just be if he's not got any damage. I think he'll just be happy that he's avoided any kind of complete nonsense. To be honest, Storm on the
back. Attacking Pelagor into T12, trying around the outside. There's not going to be one on there. Will he try one of those dive bombs at about 13?
Potentially, the broadcast cam here is pretty poor. I'm going to go on to TV pod for the race. I hope if anyone doesn't like it, please let me know. Oh, he does.
He goes Pelagor.
Not the cleanest of moves.
I think Pelagor had to accept that one was lost. And now Wesley's looking very interested, also on hards. They are our 2 hard runners right now. So
DRS is enabled, which is not going to be good news for Rhodey. DJ Williamson is
out. He's dropped it at T19.
Safety. Oh, and Ivor has just inherited the world.
He can go back onto those mediums, run to the end.
He's just inherited the world. He's the only one able to get through. Oh dear. I'm quite glad he's due some good luck, his poor old Ivor. So good on him.
Depending just how slow the Delta is, this could work for at least Tiger Gold, because he can pit. He's got a few seconds behind him to Ben. He might be able to get away with this and not lose too many places. Callum, on the other hand, has been absolutely shafted here, because he's going to have to queue up, and he's not far enough back to make that work.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So Callum has been absolutely destroyed, at least by the second safety car. Hopefully he can recover it later.
Ivor's at mercy of that Delta, that's the problem.
And I will never make predictions again, because Ben is now going to inherit the race lead. And after I disparaged his qualifying, so
Ivor needs to. Yeah, so he gets part. That's it. He can go. He needs to go. Why is he in no hers? Fly, Ivor. Run like you've never run. This is race laps. This is literally. Why is he in no hers?
This is his race right here, and he's trundling along like a granny going to the supermarket on a Sunday afternoon.
Come on,
He's
man!
taking what is this pace through the hairpin? And indeed, Gull does pit. Ben stays out. Callum pits. He's slowing right down though. Road stays out. Storm stays out. Anyone else pitting? Yes. J. Luke pitting. James pitting. Goldie pitting again. Just Chris pitting, so he's able to recover the fact that he missed out in that chaotic restart. J. Luke goes on to hards. I don't think he's quite clued up on strategy there.
No. Did he start on softs?
I think he started. Actually, he might have started on medium. So
Yeah.
forgive me, I had no other options.
Either does make a place, it gets past James, but yeah, if he'd have put his foot down, I mean, he wouldn't have gained too much. But
he should have got Chris and Goldie.
yeah.
But spare for Callum, now down in 13.
But Tiger's only 11th, so he only actually dropped one spot, as it turned out. Net. Well, I don't know. We don't know what net is then anymore. I don't think. But
I can't remember. All I can say is the front three haven't pitted yet. I think. So I think to summarise strategy, Ben, Rhodey, Storm all going to have to pit for softs later in the race.
yeah,
Packer, Bree, Dutch Face, Hardy can go to the end, but it will be a big risk. They're really threatening puncher territory. Pellegrin Wesker heated on those hards. Everyone else is good to the end.
the only bit of saving grace will be that with the 2 safety car periods, they won't have put tons of mileage on those mediums.
Tires, yeah.
So they might just get there.
It'd be interesting to see how. So you have to say probably with safety car, Ben, Rhodey, Storm can't get away. So you have to say Packer and Pellegrin are in best shape for this race right now.
Yeah, I mean, you would argue if Bree can make light work of Wesker and Pellegrin, then he is also there. But then, problem is that Packer is. But then actually, Packer's in. You know, he's not got that much pressure tyres. Then, well, he's barely anything. It's barely noticeable. But he's still going to be stuck. He's not in clean air, is he? So it's not like he can necessarily fly away from Bree. So this is interesting. Bree has to get past Pellegrin and Wesker before. You would argue, I mean, and will Packer get past Ben? I mean, you would favour Ben, really, just on the fact
He doesn't get past. Packer might be able to save his tyres a little bit, use some lean fuel mix, low ERS in their death yet, and nurse those tyres a little bit if he can't get past. But you have to say, it's Breeze in with a real shout here if, as you say, he can make light work of Wesker and Pellegrin.
Oh, what's going on here? Overtakes and undertakes and all sorts of business. Why is Storm being asked?
Impatient to restart.
Yeah, a bit odd. Now I'm hoping, if he's listening, James, keep your space, because last time we had a safety car and James was in the lobby, it went a little bit pear-shaped.
He's got a nice gap to Ivan right now. Safety car in this lap.
What happened to Mark? Yeah, Jav, sorry, I binned it lap 1. Wasn't my best debut in D3.
Heated and McDutch face. Trading places.
Oh, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand how that happened. Right, when did Ben go? Ben, it'd be interesting to see compare when Ben goes compared to when I think it was Tiger, wasn't it? That went.
Ben can't go yet. He's way too close to the safety car.
Yeah.
If he goes now, he'll catch the safety car, slow down again. So he's got to wait to go now.
Oh, the dummy. And he's gone. Yeah, he's going to absolutely be fine going out of turn 1.
Bree, not the best restart for him. He's lost out massively to the 2 hard runners.
Tiger now looking all over the back of Hardy. This could be... Oh, he sent it right up the inside. It's a fantastic move. He gets it done. Great move, and Callum gets past J. Luke as well. And James gets past Ivor, which won't help his status.
Oh, Wesker on Pellegrin into one of the corners. Don't know which number.
the S bit. I don't know. Depends. You can't even work it out.
But will you have a look into T11? No, not quite close enough. But can he straighten that car up for a run down the back straight?
Callum and Hardy.
How far back Bree is from this?
Yeah, Callum and Hardy are going side by side here. They're both in overtake. I think it's pretty clear that Callum's running some slightly skinnier wings, so he keeps the inside, and I don't think there's anything Hardy can do. J. Luke doesn't have
a look at 13. No.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's just such an odd. It's a very odd situation now with this race, because Ben JS and Rhodey really need another SC.
And they need an SC, or they need no SC in order to get that gap.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's...
I think if Ben can break that DRS...
which is looking like he's going to do.
Yeah, Rhodey and Storm had a poor qualifier. 16th and 17th they were? 17th and 18th? So if he can break that DRS, he's in with a shout in order to run away from these guys, especially if Packer and Pellegrin get caught in a
J. Luke loses it a bit in contact with just Chris, and James and Goldie will sweep round the outside, and that is not good for Heated as he gets a 3-second time pen as Tiger loses out to Callum. Sorry, no, McDutchface loses out to Callum. Having a look at Tiger himself, bit of a lesson, I think.
These pink panthers are in charge, aren't they?
They're absolutely flying through the field, and I think what's really interesting is if you get a bit greedy in the S's and look to overtake at a place that's a little bit uncomfortable, and you close the door on, you get very susceptible to the guy behind taking advantage of that.
Wesker on Pellegrin again into T12. Wesker not risking that, he knows he's in a good position.
Yeah. He's perfectly happy. He's not really losing any time to Bree.
Without a safety car, you can't see Ben and the special teams getting the gap they need to overcut these guys, so they've just got to keep their wings, avoid penalties, and they're in real good time.
Tiger down the inside, unbelievable move.
That's a Verstappen on Raikkonen move.
that
will Callum have a look now? Penalty for Storm. Both Mercedes got penalty.
I'm so glad we managed to catch just a bit of that, because that was. Well, you've got to be brave, and I think Heated probably just looked on his inside and thought, "You're mad."
Callum on Heated. Here we go. Oh, Heated's trying to fight that out. I don't think that was a good idea.
No.
Dutch face is interested coming down turn 2.
Oh, Dutch face probably. Oh, he's probably picked up 2 warnings there in 2 corners. That's not particularly good. Just getting a bit unsettled.
We're in DRS territory now, and Ben has got that 1 second lead, but you'd say it's hardly convincing.
No, and it's kind of floating around that once. Oh, there could be 4 abreast here. Heated with Dutch face. Oh, Chris just getting squeezed out. Oh no, Goldie's just tagged Chris. Ferrari
rounds.
Things we hate to see, officially.
Chris had no luck so far. Got caught out massively by that second safety car, and now he's just been turned around again.
Hardy.
He did a Hardy side by side.
Oh, unbelievable. I think Hardy managed to get McDutchface. This is a right old ding dong.
Hardy back inside of Heated. Heated tries to cut back underneath him. There's on Hardy, there's no traction there, and Hardy's got that one.
I'll press hide up, please. That's a good shout. How do I just get rid of that menu? How do you get rid of the menu?
Press
Spectate
square.
menu. Grand.
So, and Ben's slipped back into DRS territory, so this is perfect for Packer, Pellegor and Wesker. Either Packer can make those tyres off.
You've got to think Pellegrin and Wesker are really happy with this, because if Ben doesn't break it and everyone just gets in that train towards the end of the race...
Unless there's an SC, they're set for the racing. But you've got to remember those two angry pink panthers who built such a massive lead for that second SC. They're on much fresher tyres than those ahead of them. I wouldn't be surprised if Takagolden had a look somewhere in Sector 3. It's very close to Wesker. Oh, Callum Brie into T12.
Oh, gets it done.
Gets it done.
Beautiful move.
Not. I say there's a lot of room. No shortage of overtaking there. Cracking stuff.
And it's quite finely balanced, because you've got to think it's. I mean, Packer is in the net lead of the race, but then Pellegrin and Wesker, and obviously Tiger Guile and Callum are doing very well as well. I mean, Tiger Guile and Callum, you could argue maybe they're in the net lead of the race in a sense of they're the favourites to get past Wesker and Pellegrin. But if that train doesn't disintegrate, then they're in trouble. Or Rody.
Wesker's a 5-second pen.
Stop.
Oh, the two Mercedes.
Yep. Looked like desync. Looked like a bad desync there. Storm now. Storm needs to be careful he doesn't
Rody got
get
damage. Looks like he might have got away with that.
It looked very desyncy if I'm being VSC.
So that has helped Ben nowhere. He's now got a 5-second lead. But look at those two Mercedes, not two Mercedes, the two racing points. They're just slowly picking their way through this place by place. And my money is on them for a 1-2 right now.
I mean, there was a bit of desync there from the look of it between Rody and Storm, but the one thing I would argue is that if you haven't got the move done out of the apex of turn 1,
you've got to give space into turn 2.
Just back off, stay behind, get them down the back straight. It was obviously they weren't going to have any DRS on the back of well, the second place wouldn't have had any DRS off the back of Ben, so they're going to be a sitting duck. I find that a little bit, just a bit naive, really.
Yeah, I think this track more than most, you've got to give.
Oh, and talking of which, Chris has just been absolutely clattered by James. I can't imagine he's too happy, to be honest. As James, Storm, I think Storm's got serious damage.
James lost his front wing, his right front.
Yeah, they're all running.
Mike and Chris both off track. Chris pits. I think Mike's still got full front wing.
It's just been such a messy race, really. For
Storm pits, James pits, Dutch face wins. Yeah, it's not been the cleanest, if entertaining. So, Dutch face onto softs. That's brave guy. I mean, to be fair, my logic, if I was in a position for me, I needed to cut anyway. I may as well bank on one happening.
Yeah.
Just go soft. Pellegrin closing on Packer. Oh, goals past Wesker.
Big move.
Perhaps wisely on older tyres, slower tyres, decided not to fight that one.
Rody sent it right up the inside there. Hardy, not sure I liked that. That looked retaliatory to me. And
I think Hardy's lost his. Oh no, he's lost his end plate in the process.
What are these two doing?
It's been a lot of lost end fences in this race, and it's not the nicest to see. It's a clean racing.
They almost looked a bit retaliatory to me.
Hardy's boxing. Oh, he's hit it at the entry. He's done the classic killer F2 move. Crashing entry. Luckily, he doesn't retire, but he's lost out for the time.
Ivor is playing a good impression of Tortoise and the Hare. He's picking his way through.
Yeah. Oh, J-Luke and Rhodey side by side into T5. That looked unwise, I would say, from both sides there. It's not a place to go side by side. But of course, you can't expect one of them to just wave them by and say, "After you, good sir."
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? You almost expect the other one to back out because one of you should back out, and then nobody backs out.
Oh.
There's Tiger on Packer.
Tiger into the net lead now. But Callum still stuck a little bit in that train of Pellegrino and Resco.
Oh, J-Luke can't do anything to Rhodey.
Callum just looks he's a little bit frustrated. He's seen his teammate go all the way through the early stoppers, and he's still in 6th place.
I think
he's getting a little bit flustered.
I think all he has to think in these kind of moments, when you're in these situations, you want to go for a win, particularly when it's end of season, particularly when, you know, there's no title on the line and all the rest of it, but he's got a very, very almost assured podium, you would argue.
Yeah. I think he's got just to see that his chance will come on Wesker and Pellegrino.
Yeah.
Definitely come on Packer. Packer cannot make those tyres last, surely, even with the safety cars. And Ben needs to pit. Do you have any idea what the pit delta is here?
Oof. I'm going to lie and say yes, and I'm going to say 22 seconds. I think it is about that, to be honest.
If it is 22 seconds, Ben right now is coming out behind Ivor in 12th place. And everyone behind him has pitted, apart from Rhodey.
Storm is not a happy bunny in the chat. Probably to be expected, we would argue. There's J-Luke now. Rhodey, he's been involved in a few incidents. I've had no idea if they were his fault or anyone's fault, but he's having to defend from J-Luke, who can't bring it forward. But he himself drags Heated along. We're very pleased with the tow. And it's really a top 11 now that of competitive, I suppose, people in with a shout of really making a mark this race.
This race really is a tale of two trains. Ben and Tiger by themselves up front, and then got a Packer train. To be honest, Callum isn't as close to the back of that train as I would have expected. And then we've got the road train as Rhodey hits.
It's interesting.
J-Luke is released.
What's the thought process behind that, do you think? What, perhaps gamble that you can get softs to the end if there's an SC, you can catch those guys to the point that...
He can definitely get the softs to the end from this point. You can do up to 12 laps on the softs, but they will be feeling very second hand by the end of it. I feel like he's not having the most exciting races. He's 6 seconds ahead of J-Luke and 4 behind Callum. It's very much a no man's land situation here. And like Pack, he's on those old mediums that can struggle to get to the end. So, and if he pitted, I don't think he'd come out around Rhodey. So
yeah,
he's. I suppose the gains of not pitting is worth the risk, you'd have to say, in his position.
Oh, as Goldie now on the inside. That's a great move if he can get it done. And does get it done.
Yeah, he can. Seen him a couple of times. He's just hanging those moves out on the outside, perhaps a bit longer than he really needs to, I think.
Yeah, sorry, getting a bit of feedback from you again. Nothing. It's back.
Is it gone?
Hey, it's gone now. It's gone now. Apparently, the pit delta is 18 seconds. I suspect.
So right now, that would put Ben out right behind Heated, who drives straight over T90.
Yes.
And gets a penalty for his troubles.
I think it might even. The thing is, it might say it's 18. I suspect it might be 19 or perhaps even more, because when you're exiting that pit, you're going no pace.
How much you attack the way in, and the harder way to do it is not the way to do it. You can make up time with it if you attack on the way in. I think Packer's really starting to struggle now. He was about 8 tenths ahead of Pellegrini. He's now much closer. And Pellegrini looks very interested this lap, even if he can get to the exit.
It should be. Oh, it's going to be close, you know. I suspect when they go into the apex of this corner, they're going to be very, very close to each other. Does he send it? He fought. He didn't think, and then he fought again, and then he made contact, and maybe there's going to be problems with his wing if he's not careful there. Can't quite see it myself.
Fly off, but you never know. Oh, he's made a little mistake now. Wesker up the inside. Oh, nicely done. Pellegrini brings it back.
That was beautiful from Pellegrini. He almost knew what was coming because of that, and kind of made allowances for it. That was very, very astute driving and good racing.
Very respectable from both. And all through this, again, I still feel like Callum is feeling very frustrated as Ben pits.
Now,
is he going to come out ahead of Heated? That's the question. Heated was 17.5 seconds behind.
I think Callum might be starting to just struggle as well, you know. Not majorly, but he doesn't seem to be obviously gaining, as he does get 3 seconds.
Ben does get out ahead of. He's now got to make quick work of Goldie and J. Luke.
He should. He should make quick work of Goldie, because he's going to just be catching him.
Wesker all over the back of Pellegrini. He's got a chance at T11.
Doesn't take it.
I would have gone for that, because you've got DRS to protect you on the next straight. Penalty for Ben.
Doesn't need to push there though. That's the crazy thing. What?
Ben on Goldie. He's through. That was late.
That was very late.
And Wesker now on Pellegrini.
Does get it done.
Back into T13. Too far back. Packer must be loving this. Keeping it.
But is that team orders? Is that team orders there from the Williams? I don't really know. Looked a bit confusing.
Goldie's right up J. Luke's gearbox, and is he going to try that move to C4C? No, J. Luke is wise to it.
He's looking a bit interested now. Again, he's in a, you know, obviously I know he's further back, and he's got a couple of pens.
Goldie's had a very impressive race. He's just quietly gone about his business, a little bit like Ivor.
I mean, the good thing is, really, except for Callum, Ben JS has got everyone ahead. Even when his tyres start to die, theirs will be dying too, and they're still going to be compounds quicker.
So just to say, Callum is right or over Pellegrini. He's trying to intimidate him a little bit. Not sure if that's going to work through S's, because you know, man had to take that. Has he got a chance? Surely he's got to pull this off.
Right. The one thing that confuses me a little bit about D3, if I'm being completely honest, from what I've seen of this race, everyone's turning in when
like the other car isn't going to be there.
Yeah, like and
completely. Pellegrini turned into Callum a little bit there, and you can't expect the car to leave more room than they need to. But Callum's finally free, and Packer is really struggling on those mediums now. 20 laps is what I said at the outset they could do, and he's very nearly at that now, even with the SC.
See, I think, again, going back to Callum, what we said earlier, he's kind of got that podium if he really wants it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris and Hardy. Hardy's had a horrible race, if I'm being honest, and it's...
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know what he's done in a past life, but he's had the raw end of a lot today. As we've got Wesker right on the back of Packer, almost too close. You don't want to be following people through this S.
Pushing him through the S's. Pellegrini picks up his second penalty, which will be a relief to Callum, who's also on 2. Wesker is on 1. Packer is just on 1 warning right now. And Just Chris is out. Has he retired in the pits?
Yes, he has. I think he just had enough. I think he just had enough.
Fair play. He's had a brilliant race yesterday. He's drawn. He's had all the bad luck.
Yeah, and this shouldn't be too hard for Wesker here. We've got yellows in sector 1. That'll just be the car coming back out of the pits, unfortunately. Wesker gets it nicely done. Nothing Packer can do. So now this is where Callum just needs to box clever. He needs to get past Packer certainly very quickly, and he needs to try and latch on to Wesker before those tyres start to really, really fade.
Packer is currently yellow flag. Is that that's still
yeah.
Just Chris. Callum's on 2 penalties. Packer's on 1 warning. So really, even if he gets past Packer, his fight's not with him. I don't think he's going to get those 6 seconds. He just needs to try and get Wesker, who has a 5-second penalty. Although I don't know, he might try and get that removed. We'll see. Oh,
that's not good.
Callum gets his 3rd penalty and nearly loses it. I think his frustration's very much got the better of him. I say that, but Wesker now picks up a penalty.
I think with these tyres just starting to die, it's very easy just to understeer your way into a difficult spot where you kind of turn in. And again, Callum just seemingly potentially getting another warning through the S's, just purely not trusting the car to turn in and going too far.
Just to say, Ben, right on the back of Brewery now, I think he's going to get in this lap.
Yeah, it's going to be a lonely race for Brie again. He had a bit of company for a while, but you can't see this going any other way.
So Ben's just got the 1 penalty. He could yet finish ahead of Callum.
Callum has gone up the inside of Packer, almost in response to your comment, just to try and get away. Just caught the end of that, so that would be interesting. As Brie didn't make it too easy for Ben, actually.
Ben's gone a little bit deep as well.
Packer now just following. He's going to be desperate just to stay with these guys. If he knows Callum's got 9 seconds of pens as well, he just wants to stay in DRS for as long as humanly possible.
I think Packer is still on 1 warning, so he should have Callum. Yeah, he is.
How many warnings is?
2.
How many pens is Ben on? I know he's on at least 1.
He is just on 1. He's
So-
on 1 pen and 1 warning.
Now the race has calmed down, and again, touch wood, I can't see another SC.
No.
But Ben could make some decent shapes on Pellegrini.
Pellegrini's got 2, so Ben needs to make up 3 seconds in these last 5 laps. 6 for this one. And he will be up to 5th, and if he can get within 6 of Callum, he's up to 4. So I have to feel sorry for Ben a little bit, because I think the safety cars didn't quite swing his way when it initially looked like they were going to.
You have to ask if this is going to be an omen for later, for his championship leading XL teammate not getting the best of the safety cars. If Gary's listening.
It's looking good for... Another omen is looking good for Gary, in that Racing Point are 1st and 3rd. The bad news is we have a Red Bull in 2nd. So.
What odds on that being the 1, 2, 3, to be fair? Probably not as big as you think. It could happen.
I think any which way round, the Racing Point's Gary would take that, but I digress. This is a D3 stream. Do tune into D2 later. It's sure to be a cracking race. Not least because of us two.
Ben isn't catching. Ben isn't catching as much as you would assume he would be catching someone on 22 lap hards.
He just took a very tired, lazy, flagrant line through turn 1, so I'm wondering if being all by himself, he's just a bit distracted. He's just missed another apex there. I'm not criticising his driving by any means, but it's easy to lose focus a little bit. And presumably he isn't aware how many penalties Callum has.
Well, I wonder if that's it, because he must know how many pedigree has. And if Pellegrin's got 3, Pellegrin's got 3, right?
Pellegrin's on 2, Callum's on 3, Ben is on 1.
Okay. Well, that's my theory out the window. I was thinking if he thought Pellegrin was on 3 and he was within 5 seconds.
Is that Rody?
Rody's round.
Rody looks like, he had a company with Mike who dropped him all by himself at T10. No, sorry.
I think he's got a gearbox glitch. Yeah, he has, because he's accelerating. So that pace
only taken a couple of tenths out of Pellegrin.
Oh,
That was main hope. Oh,
Pellegrin.
Very wide. And it was that a penalty I just saw flash up before he got one.
Could have been. The issue, I think...
Pellegrin's on to 3 penalties now, so...
also, with the issue as well with Ben is that he's going to lose a few temps just due to DRS.
Yeah. He'll have to hope that Packer on those really very ancient tyres now is struggling, and Pellegrin has a big moment through the S's and picks up another time penalty. He's up to 4 now. That's 2 in the space of just over a second.
We've got a Mercedes that's just stopped. Oh, I think it's Rody just giving up the ghost.
He's pulling into the pits now, and I will be honest with you. Were you on board with Rody there?
No.
He drove straight into the Tech Pro barrier. It looked like he made no effort to stop at all, so I'll be passing that on to our good friend Eloise Stewart.
And it's just greatly affected the race.
Yes,
it's
which
just
is the safety car. If it was accidental, fine, but honestly, watching that, it looked deliberate. It looked at effort moment straight into the barrier, and it's not the way you want a race resolved. It happened in D2 last week in Mexico, accidentally, but drive through for Brie. So that's him out of the race effectively. But yeah, it's not the way you want to see a race come to any kind of conclusion. A driver just giving up the ghost and driving it back. It was accidental. I apologise, but to Brody, but it didn't look it.
No.
So Packer does take the opportunity to dump those mediums.
And this
really come out ahead of Bree though.
Absolute,
so he will.
absolute lifeline for him.
Yep, and if it wasn't for Ben in front of him, you'd have to say Packer. Well, actually, even with Ben in front of him, Packer is sitting incredibly pretty right now. He'll have, I presume, safety cars in this lap, so he'll have 2 laps, and Packer is on no penalties. Nor is Tiger Gold. They're both on just 1 minute. Wesker has 8 seconds of penalty. Callum, of course, has 3. Pellegrin has 3. Ben has 1. So, at worst, Packer is looking at being ahead of Wesker, Callum, and Pellegrin. If he can get, and it should be Ben as well, because Ben's only got 3 seconds. So, Packer's sitting a net second right now. It's just completely swung his way out of nothing. We'll be saying his prayers to Rody today.
Yeah, there's always someone, and the SC's in this lap because there always has to be, I believe, 3 laps.
2 laps of racing.
Yes, but it's going very slow. Why is Tiger doing this? Oh, I suppose he's got to give the gap, but
he's got to let that safety car get away from him. Gives Bree a chance to catch up though, and now there's a 10-second penalty
again.
For... No idea why.
It's just slightly going off track. He's trying to push, under the SC to get back onto the train desperately.
I wonder how Packer's feeling right now. He knows he can at least get second. Well, he won't know that, but he can.
It's his home race. Tiger's gone. Wesker's wise to it. Callum following in. Ben really having a very, very, very sharp start. Everybody...
He's just going to be all over Pellegrini to turn one.
He sent it. He sent it. He gets it done. Pellegrini took a really wide line.
And Pellegrini's now very vulnerable to Packer, who comes around his outside. Very
Huge.
unlucky, but massive for the homegrown hero. Green's out to J-Luke, side by side through T8, 7.
Packer with a 3
picks up the
seconds.
penalty. He has to get past Ben now.
He's not normally shy sending it.
Packer breaks. Ben breaks late. Holds on. If Packer wants this podium, he's got to throw everything he has at Ben.
He sent it. He has sent it. Great respect between these two. That's kind of how it should be, side to side there. Ben's not going to give this up on the inside. Takes a bit of a deep line, switches back, but then the switchback goes back.
Oh,
and then he cuts off that line. Oh, nearly tags Callum.
Nearly touching Callum. Now Packer's got the inside line for the right hander. And Ben's got to give that one up.
Yeah. So I cut away there foolishly very quickly. Apologies everybody, but Packer has managed to keep it.
Ooh,
and
Packer goes a little bit. Can he get Callum now? You have to. We've only got one lap left, but if
Bree's got damage. Bree is pit. Another race for him, unfortunately, where he's not going to feel too happy.
Hardy on heated. Hardy goes deep on heated. Heated cuts back. Bump wheels. Hardy tries to force heated out wide a little bit, and it's pulled off. I respect there though. Oh, Hardy heated have another look. Sorry.
Ivor's all over the back of this as well. Ivor could he make a move here? A bit of a switchback line? No, Heated does well to keep it on the inside. Impossible to switch back.
Anyone who is on no pens is in pretty territory here.
Wesker is going to be vulnerable at some point, you feel, in the next... Well, in the next couple of corners. No, I don't think he's going to be able. Heated on Ivor. Heated gets past Ivor, even with that tyre advantage. That's fantastic.
Packer on Callum, into T13.
He's got the tyre line.
Squeezes through, but Callum...
too deep. Best outcome. If we're being honest, I think that was probably the best outcome. As we follow Tiger, we have to give him a little bit of screen time for a fantastic performance as he crosses the line in first, and then it's Wesker. Packer gets second, and Ben on the podium as everything's moving around. Ivor with 10th. Bree will cut a very dejected figure getting that last place, but lo and behold, Ben JS managed to get that podium.
Hardy somehow managing to recover to 8th after his various shenanigans. And you have to say, Tiger Girl deserved that far and away drop day for me. Even after the SC dropped him back, he fought his way through place by place. He grabbed that race by the scruff of his neck and 100% deserves that. Superb drive. And he kept it very clean as well. Great race all the way through for him.
Good luck, Bree, for that Discord division chat after the race, but we have to give credit where credit's due to Tiger, to Packer on his home race. I know that would have meant quite a lot to him, so good on him.
He did a tremendous job on those mediums, keeping Wesker and Pellegrini behind.
And then Ben JS, just unbelievable. That's probably why he's won the title, because it didn't seem like he'd done much to warrant the podium for a lot of the moments during that race, but then towards the end it started to become quite apparent he was on for it.
And a shout out for Goldie as well, another one who made up a lot of places and he just kept his head out of trouble all the way through. Where his teammate, although he finished just behind him, had those dramas. Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyable race.
James
did the safety car at the end. It wasn't quite what we hoped for.
James managed to pick up 36 seconds of pens there, but congratulations to Tiger Packer.
Indeed, big congrats, and thank you for letting me commentate with you.
That's all right. Right, I'll see you in now, and I'll see you all next week. Well, probably.